کنفرانس جوامع ایرانیان در 42 شهر جهان. لرد دالاکیا. در دنیای مملو از تروریسم و وقایع ناراحت کننده که کشورهای بسیاری را تحت شعاع قرار داده است، خانم رجوی، شما مثل نور راهنما هستید.
Ms. Rajvi, distinguished audience from the world politics, my good friends from London, let me first of all thank you for being present on this very important occasion. Last week, we celebrated the International Human Rights Day, and today's theme is appropriate to that celebration. Behind me, written down very clearly, halt Mullah's regime, growing human rights violation and export of terrorism. That is the slogan we are talking about. But before I start and making my little contribution, let me thank Mrs. Rajvi for her excellent address to the world audience. It's been a delight. You are like a beacon of light in the world which is full of terrorism, full of upsetting situations affecting many nations. What we saw in the contribution of Mrs. Rajvi was very simply the clear thoughts and values she attaches to what is right and what is proper in terms not only of Iranian politics, but in terms of what should be a civilized world talking about. Iran has a very long civilization. I often call it, to an extent, is very much a cradle of civilization. The values that it has stood by for thousands of years must not be allowed to be destroyed by the regimes of mullah and misguided politicians. That is unacceptable, and that is what we will not tolerate. I've been associated with this particular movement almost for the last about 20-25 years. I want London to take a great pride because we were the body that fought in the judicial system in this country to make sure that the PMOI was no longer regarded as a proscribed movement, and the rest of the countries in various parts of the world followed that. I have been an advocate for a very long time that we have in this world an international criminal court. They have been able to see the action that the Iranian government has taken in relation to its own people, in relation to the action they have taken about terrorist activities in various parts of the Western world where Iranian movement has sprung up. There are people who threaten, people who are working as spies, reporting on the work that is being done by Freedom Movement about Iran, and that is unacceptable. The rest of the world has to make very sure that the Iranian regime's tentacles are not allowed to be spread in various parts of the world to destabilize this particular movement. I think it's right and proper that we condemn those particular situations, but say to the International Criminal Court, you know the faces of those people who are perpetrating this crime, not only in Iran, but in the rest of the world. These are the people who has to be brought to real trials and being dealt with in terms of laws in this country and laws with the international community, International Criminal Court. One of the things I'm most impressed, Mrs. Rajvi, is the 10-point plans that you set out during your meeting to Council of Europe. I don't want to spread out everything that she's talking about. She is talking the principle of how a democracy can survive. Rights for women, rights for children, make sure that the ballot box is the ultimate authority of democracy in Iran, looking at the whole issue of the gender equality, looking at the issue within which human rights flourishes. Thank you.